How's it going, peeps? Pro Plunny here. Folks, a bit of a story time today. The craziest thing happened, yeah? So this morning, I was doing a Nihilego raid, hosting it for my patrons in my Discord. And I, of course, really enjoy raiding Nihilego. He's a really easy raid boss to beat. And the shiny's finally out. That's sick. And I encounter a 2804, yeah? This one here. And if you appraise it, that's pretty bloody good IVs, don't you reckon? I was super stoked with that. That'll be in my team. I know we don't really use poison type, and we already have like Roserade, which is suffice or fabulous. But like Nihilego, Ultra Beast, poison type, whenever we need it. This is a keeper. And then another Nihilego pops up, and I host it. And I actually jump out. And then I host it again. And it ends up being a duo. 2 accounts. I'm not worried though. Like, that's an easy win, yeah? We've done duos before. I've done one on the channel. You can actually solo Nihilego with like a second left. Under the right conditions. I don't know if I want to try that. And I mean, here it is, folks. My encounter. A weather boost 2821. And I've only got 13 balls. Because it was a duo, I guess, yeah, it just didn't get many balls. And I'm like, that's pretty big. Let's focus on doing excellent throws. Yeah? Like, if my 2804 was really good, this one's amazing. For those that don't know, it's the Hundo. Now, I was thinking, oh, I've probably got a 98 or something. I'm just going to focus on doing my best throws possible. As you can see there, another excellent. I do whiff up one throw, but as you can see, I'm taking my time. There's the bad throw. I think the rest of them are actually excellents. I'm not really nervous. I haven't had a single one flee. But yeah, damn, 10 balls left. We'll catch him. I'm going to go through this entire encounter with you guys. I'm going to screen record this. You never know. This is a pretty good one. I decided if I get to the last ball, I'll check my infographs out and see what 2821 weather boost is. Because if it's a hundo, I'm going to have to start thinking real fast. Do I want to use my master ball? Again, it's like 8 AM in the morning. I'm not ready for this. You know? Like, oh dear. It's too early to think about using my master ball. Would you guys master ball a Hundo Nihilego? And I said, if you've used your master ball on a Galarian bird, which are pretty useless, you can't say you wouldn't use it on a Nihilego Hundo. Yeah, like, it's a Hundo Ultra Beast. It's a trophy, just like your Galarian birds, they're a trophy too. I don't actually see people using the Galarian birds for anything in raids. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we're down to 6 balls here. If this is a hundo, again, this was my mindset at the time, at 8 AM in the morning, and it just keeps jumping out. Mind you, I have never had a hundo legendary flea on my main account. The ult had a Kyurem back when he first released, whatever. Kyurem sucked to throw at, and I was whiffing my balls. But like, no. He's a really good poison type. He's an Ultra Beast. He's a hundo. I don't want to see him flee. And I said that to you guys. I am waiting to use my Master Ball in a situation where I am on the final ball with a hundo legendary or something like that. And this is slowly becoming one of those situations. 3 balls left, and he is about to jump out again. I have 2 balls left, folks. If he jumps out of this ball, I am checking the infographs and considering using my Master Ball. But he stayed. Oh, crisis avoided. Yeah, a lot of my stream said they wouldn't use a Master Ball on a Hundo Nihilego. And I totally respect your choice, absolutely. It's my ball, I'm going to do whatever I want with it. But like, whoa, folks, I was nearly in a situation where I had to use my Master Ball. I was considering it. I actually Probably would have done it on that last ball. I would not like to see a Hundo Nihilego flee. I think that's a really cool catch. Again, in the 7 years I've played, I have never had to run into a situation like this on my main. So that Master Ball could sit there for another 7 years at this rate. Like, it's rare enough scoring a Hundo, let alone having it flee. You get a ton of balls. This was one of those situations where I got 13 balls, which isn't that many. But whoa, I'm just like, dude, I nearly had to pull the Master Ball out. I did not want this to flee. And I recently had the Shadow Hundo Mewtwo, yeah? And that was another Pokemon. He stayed on the first ball, though. That was another Pokemon. If I got into that situation with Nihilego, at least I had the Master Ball, yeah? That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm saving that Master Ball for. I think Nihilego Hundo would have been the perfect candidate, but each to their own, of course. Rayquaza could come back and I get a Hundo and I'm down to the last ball and I'm like, damn, I wasted it on a Nihilego, but you can't keep kicking yourself. How are you supposed to know? It's a bit of a gamble, and I mean, it's no fun just never using it, but it is peace of mind. So caught on the second to last ball. We didn't even have to use the Master Ball, but oh my gosh, I was thinking about it. I'm super stoked, folks. If you watched my previous vid, we pulled the shiny on 8 raids. I did a few more. 35 Nihilego for a Hundo and a shiny. That is crazy. That is very, very lucky. Isn't he cool? I think he's cool. But yeah, wow. That is why I'm not using it on a Galarian bird. I'm just going to wait. We nearly had one of those situations. And I appreciate that I had the choice. I could have gambled and just did a Premier Ball on that last throw. He may have stayed, he may have fled. Or I could have used my Master Ball. I'm so glad I had the choice. That was a scary situation, you know? I would love to know what you guys would use your Master Ball on. Would it take a Shadow Mewtwo? Most of you, I think all of you agreed on a stream that you would use a Master Ball on a Shadow Hundo Mewtwo or a Hundo Mewtwo, Hundo Rayquaza. Some of the really good stuff, the meta-relevant stuff. Nihilego isn't amazing, but isn't terrible either, you know? So, it's just one of those decisions, isn't it? Anyway, folks, that's the end of story time. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Hell yeah. Hundo Ultra Beast. I actually think I have the Celesteela. I do. Another useless one. I don't think I've done too many either. 18 raids for the Hundo. Wow, there you go. Would you use a Master Ball on a Celesteela? Makes the Nihilego look pretty sweet, hey. I would use a Master Ball on a Hundo Circuitry or a Katana, which is really hard to throw at. Yeah, definitely. Meta-relevant Hundos, legendaries, stuff that's locked to raids. That's how I do it, Master Ball. I'm so glad I had the choice there. You know? Second to last ball. Thankfully, we didn't have to use it. Can save it for another rainy day. And if you look at the game, it's a rainy day. Who knows what's next? Who knows what's in store for us? Crisis avoided. Got my Hundo. Didn't have to use the Master Ball. I still don't know if I would have used it. I think I would have. Yeah. Oh, another question for you all. You've used your Master Ball? You keeping it? What are you saving it for? I'm still, while we're on the subject, I'm still thinking, how are they going to do the shiny Galarian birds? It's really hard to say, isn't it? Are they going to be on Daily Incense? Are Niantic going to let them flee? Maybe that would be a good time to use a Master Ball, but still, it's a bit of a trophy. I personally think the the challenge in the birds is trying to get it without it being guaranteed. Yeah, I don't know. Using the Master Ball on the Galarian birds just because they flee so much. Again, just my opinion. I I caught the Galarian Zapdos with an Ultra Ball. I feel like I can get the other two eventually without a Master Ball. And that Zapdos has just sat there, you know? It's just chilling. It's just chilling. But yeah, something to think about, eh?